1. Introduction. My name is Angel. Today is a very important day for me. I am getting married to Clark, the man I love. It is Christmas Day, and I am 22 years old. Since I was a little girl, I have dreamed of this day. My biggest wish was a perfect wedding. I always pictured a beautiful church, full of lovely decorations. I wanted red ribbons, bright lights, and shiny golden bells everywhere. Outside, the snow was falling softly, making the world look quiet and pretty. This made the day feel even more magical and special. I woke up very early this morning, even before the sun was fully in the sky. My friends, who are my bridesmaids, were already busy. They were moving around the room, getting their own things ready. We all gathered together and drank warm, hot chocolate. It tasted sweet and made us feel cozy. We talked and laughed about the wedding and all the plans for the day. I looked at my white wedding dress. It was hanging on the wall, looking like a cloud. It was so beautiful, just like I had always dreamed. My heart felt very fast inside my chest. I felt so excited and happy. I truly believed that everything would be perfect today. This was my big dream finally coming true. But then I looked at the clock on the wall. My smile started to fade a little. I saw that the flower delivery was late. The beautiful red roses, the elegant white lilies, and the fresh green leaves were not here yet. These flowers were very important for all the church decorations. Without them, the church looked very empty and plain. It was not at all how I had imagined it. My happy feelings began to change. I started to feel a little nervous and worried. I took a deep breath to try and calm myself down. I tried to think positive thoughts. I told myself, "It's okay. They will come soon. Everything will be fine." But a small, cold worry stayed in my mind. I really wanted my perfect Christmas wedding day to start without any problems. 2. The flowers are missing. An hour passed. The church still waited for the flowers. The red roses, white lilies, and green leaves were not there. My dream wedding needed these beautiful decorations. I walked around the empty church, feeling more worried with each passing minute. This was not how I imagined my special day. I called the flower shop again. The person on the phone sounded sorry. "The delivery truck is stuck," she said. "The snow is very bad on the main road outside town. The driver cannot move the truck." My hands started to shake. This was a big problem. The flowers were a very important part of my perfect wedding dream. They would not come. Soon, Clark called me. He wanted to know how everything was going. I did not want him to worry. So I told him, "Everything is fine, just busy." But inside, I felt panic. My friends saw my face. They came to sit with me. They tried to make me feel better. "It will be okay, Angel," one friend said softly. "We will find a way." Another friend had an idea. "We have some fake flowers in the storage room here at the church," she said. "They are not real, but they are pretty. We can use them." I did not want fake flowers. My wedding was supposed to be perfect with real, fresh flowers. But my friend was right. We had no other choice. It was better than an empty church. So we went to the storage room. We found boxes of fake flowers. There were white ones and green leaves. We carried them to the altar. Slowly, we started to place them around the church. We put them on the chairs and near the windows. They looked nice, but they were not the same as real flowers. My heart felt heavy. I looked at the decorations. The church looked much better now. It was not perfect, but it was not empty. I tried to tell myself, the most important thing is the moment. It is about marrying Clark, not about the flowers. I tried hard to believe this, but a small part of me still felt sad. My perfect Christmas wedding was already changing. 3, the cake is late. Just when I thought everything was finally under control, another problem came. This time, it was about the wedding cake. The wedding cake was a special part of my dream day. It was a beautiful cake, very tall and white. Red ribbons went around each layer. Small sugar snowflakes sparkled on top. We had chosen it many months ago with great care. I imagined our guests seeing it and smiling. Now, the cake was not here. It was another big problem, just like the flowers. My heart felt heavy. I called the bakery again. A kind woman answered the phone. She told me the driver for the cake was also stuck. The snow was very bad today. It was the same road that stopped the flower delivery truck. This news made me feel very sad. I wanted to cry right there. My perfect day felt far away. The cake was supposed to be ready at the reception hall by 12 o'clock. Soon, the wedding guests would arrive there. They would want to eat and celebrate. What would we do without a cake? A wedding cake is a symbol of happiness and new beginnings. Without it, something important felt missing from the celebration. I felt a knot in my stomach. It was hard to smile. Just when I felt most worried, a car stopped outside. It was Clark's sister, Sarah. She came inside carrying 2 large boxes. Her smile was warm. "I know about the cake problem," she said. "So I went to a small shop nearby. They had these." She opened the boxes. Inside were many colorful cupcakes. They were small but looked very nice. Some had white cream and some had red. There were even tiny green sprinkles on some of them. Sarah said, "We can serve these delicious cupcakes to everyone. The guests can enjoy them until the big cake comes." I looked at her. Her kindness made me feel a little better. It was not the same as our special wedding cake. But at least there was something sweet for our guests. I thanked her many times. Her help was a gift. I found a quiet chair and sat down for a moment. I closed my eyes and took a deep breath. This day was not going as I planned. Many things were going wrong, But then I remembered something very important. This day was about Clark and me. It was about our love. It was about all the people who came to be with us. It was not about perfect flowers or a perfect cake. It was about people, about family and friends. This thought helped my heart feel calm again. I stood up, ready to face the next moment. 4. My hair is wrong. It was time to get ready for the wedding ceremony. My makeup was perfect, and I had put on my beautiful white dress. Now it was time for my hair. My hair stylist began to work. She had many tools ready to make my hair look special. She started with a curling machine. She tried to make soft curls, but then something went wrong. The machine made a strange sound and stopped working. It was broken. The stylist tried to fix it, but it would not turn on. My heart felt heavy. My hair was only half curled and looked strange. This was not a good start. Next, the stylist reached for a spray bottle. She wanted to use hairspray, but when she pressed the top, nothing came out. She pressed again, and then the top of the bottle broke off. Liquid spilled onto the floor. It was another problem. I looked at my hair in the mirror. It was frizzy in some places, flat in others. It looked uneven and messy, not at all how I wanted it to be. I looked closely at my reflection. I almost screamed when I saw it. This was not the hair I had imagined for my wedding day. I had dreamed of shiny, elegant waves. I wanted to wear a white flower crown on top of perfect hair. But now my hair looked wrong. It was not elegant or shiny. It was a disaster. One of my friends saw my face. She quickly grabbed a hairbrush. She came to stand next to the stylist. "Let's try to fix it together," my friend said kindly. She started to brush my hair gently. The stylist also helped. They worked carefully, trying to smooth the frizzy parts and make it look neat. They did their best with what they had. Slowly, my hair started to look better. It was not the perfect, shiny waves I had dreamed of. The flower crown would not fit this style, but it looked soft and natural. It was simple, clean, and tidy. I took a deep breath. I looked at myself in the mirror again. This time, I did not want to scream. I tried to smile. "It's okay," I whispered to myself. "I can still shine today, even with simple hair." It was another change to my perfect plan, but I accepted it. 5. My dad is not here. The church was filling up with people. Guests arrived, one by one, their faces happy. Soft music began to play, making the air feel special. Everything was almost ready for the wedding to start. My friends were with me, helping me to feel calm. I looked at the doors, waiting for one very important person. My father was not here yet. He was supposed to walk with me down the long aisle. This was a very important part of the wedding day. I had dreamed about this moment for a long time. My father would be by my side as I walked to Clark, but he was not here. I took out my phone. I tried to call him. I pressed the numbers and waited. The phone rang and rang, but he did not answer. I tried again. Still no answer. My heart started to beat faster. Where was he? Outside, the snowstorm was getting worse. I could hear the wind blowing strongly. The windows of the church showed a world covered in white. The snow was falling heavily. I started to imagine many bad things. Maybe his car was stuck. Maybe he could not drive in the thick snow. A cold feeling grew in my stomach. I tried to tell myself not to worry, but I could not stop thinking about it. My father had always been there for me. He was at every school play. He was at every important moment in my life. He promised he would be here today. I could not imagine walking down the aisle without him. The thought made my eyes feel wet. What would I do if he did not come? Could I walk alone? It felt wrong. This day was about family and love, and my father was a very big part of my family. I wanted him to share this moment with me. I needed him here. Then Clark sent a message. His friend brought the message to me. Clark said, "Don't worry, we will wait for him." His words were kind. They made me feel a little bit warm inside. Clark understood how important this was to me. He knew I needed my father. But time was moving. The clock kept ticking loudly in my mind. The guests were all seated. The priest was ready. Everyone was waiting. And my dad was still not here. My hands felt cold. The worry grew bigger again. I looked at the church doors, wishing they would open and show my father smiling there. 6. Clark helps me. The wedding ceremony was ready to begin. All the guests were sitting quietly in their seats. The priest was standing at the front of the church, but my father was still not here. My hands felt very cold. I felt sad and worried. It seemed like everything was falling apart. My dream wedding was not going to be perfect. I felt like crying. Then Clark came to find me. He knew I was upset. It was not the usual way for a groom to see the bride before the wedding. But Clark understood that I needed him. He walked closer to me. He looked into my eyes and gave me a kind smile. His presence started to calm me. "Angel," he said softly, his voice calm and steady. "Please remember what truly matters today. The flowers, the cake, your hair, the snow outside, none of these things truly matter. What is important is that we are here together. That is all that truly matters for us." He continued to speak, and I listened carefully. "I will always love the flowers, the cake, and all the decorations," he said. "They are a part of this special day. Even if they are not exactly perfect, this moment right now is what truly counts. This moment with you is perfect." Clark's calm and loving voice filled the small room. Everyone else in the room became very quiet. They listened to his words, too. I could feel my heart slowing down its fast beat. The heavy worry in my stomach slowly went away. His words were like a warm, comforting blanket. They made me feel safe and loved again. I looked at Clark, seeing the deep love and understanding in his eyes. I felt a small, real smile come to my face. I nodded my head slowly. "Yes," I said, my voice now softer and clearer. "You are right. This day is ours. It is our day, and it is full of our love." His words helped me remember the real reason for this day. It was not about the small problems. It was about Clark and me and our love for each other. It was about our promise to be together always. The problems did not seem so big or important anymore. I felt calm again, ready to walk down the aisle and start our new life together. I took a deep, peaceful breath. I was ready. 7, my dad arrives. The air in the church felt heavy. Everyone was ready. The priest stood at the altar. The guests sat quietly. I waited at the back. My heart beat fast. The ceremony should start soon. Clark's words made me feel better. But my father was still missing. I looked at the big wooden doors, hoping he would come. Just then, a small sound came from the back. The big doors slowly opened. Everyone turned. I held my breath. My eyes were wide. Then I saw him. My father stood there, covered in white snow. His coat, hat, and eyebrows had snow, but he was smiling. His smile was wide and warm, the smile I knew. A wave of relief came over me. Happy tears filled my eyes. The guests clapped and cheered. It was a wonderful sound. I ran towards my father. He opened his arms and hugged me tight. I felt his cold, snowy coat. I did not mind. It was the best hug of the day. "You made it," I whispered. He laughed softly. "Of course, Angel, I would never miss this day." He told me his car got stuck far from the church. The snow was too deep. So he left the car and walked a long way through the snow just to be here. My tears fell. He was a wonderful father. His determination touched my heart. He overcame the bad weather. He did this for me. My father took my hand. He looked at me with love. All my worries disappeared. The missing flowers, the late cake, my hair, none of it mattered now. My dad was here. That was the most important thing. I felt a deep calm. This felt like a Christmas miracle. The church organ began to play soft music. It was time. I took a deep breath. My father held my arm. Together, we walked down the aisle. I looked at Clark, waiting for me. He smiled. My heart was full. The church was not perfect, but it felt right. This was my wedding day, finally starting with my father by my side. 8, a happy day. The wedding ceremony ended with great joy. Clark and I walked out hand in hand. Our family and friends clapped loudly. It was a wonderful moment. Problems from earlier seemed to disappear. We felt very happy and full of love. After the ceremony, we went to the reception hall. It was warm and bright. Many guests were there, talking and laughing. A big, white wedding cake arrived. It had red ribbons and sugar snowflakes. The bakery driver finally made it through the snow. Everyone cheered when they saw it. Before, we only had cupcakes. Now we had both. Guests could choose. Some ate cupcakes and others waited for a slice. Happy Christmas music started. People began to dance. Children ran around laughing. Snow fell outside, but inside it was warm and full of life. I looked around the room. I saw my mother and father talking to Clark's parents. My friends were dancing. My bridesmaids were smiling. Every face I saw was someone I loved. They were all here for us to share this special day. This was a gathering of love. I thought about the morning, missing flowers, the late cake, my hair, and my father's delay. Each problem felt very big then. I was nervous and sad. But now those problems seemed small. We found solutions. Friends helped with fake flowers. Clark's sister brought cupcakes. My friend fixed my hair. My father walked a long way. All those things that went wrong did not stop the day from being wonderful. I understood something important. A perfect day is not a day without problems. A perfect day is a day when you are surrounded by love. It is a day when you find happiness even when things are difficult. It is about people, not things. I held Clark's hand. He smiled at me and I smiled back. Our love was the most important thing. This day was full of love, patience, and hope. It was not perfect in the way I first imagined, but it was perfect in a much better way. It was a day full of true happiness. I felt so thankful for everyone. This was my happy day.